Hi, Bricks and Mortar retailers. So today I'm going to be talking very briefly about retail staff training and some of the biggest mistakes that you need to avoid as a bricks and mortar retail business owner. So we all know as business owners that training is imperative for our staff. I mean, we intuitively know this. We've seen this in other organizations. But for many of us retailers and business owners, we seldom sort of get around to actually organizing staff training and team training for our team. And so when we do, we tend to make some really, really big mistakes. And so I want to run through those with you today. So the first thing is when we do make the decision to do staff training, because nobody has actually taught us how to go about doing it or what to do, we tend to do very, very broad strokes and we don't customize the training for what we are trying to achieve. And so we end up using like a generic training program, which is fine, but you actually want it to be specific to the needs and products of your retail business. So you want to make sure that the training is geared in towards your target market. You want to ensure that you train your team how to talk to your customers properly. You also want to make sure that it's customized towards the products that we're carrying in the store. So that's the first thing. We don't lack of customization with our training programs. The next thing is we ignore interactive training. So many of us, if we do the training, we do passive training methods, which are great, but they need to be interactive. So when I'm talking about interactive, it's about engaging our team, doing role plays, scenario-based training, and any sort of practical application of the products or some training that we might do in store. And so many of us don't do this interactive training as bricks and mortar retail business owners because really it takes a skill set to be able to get up there and to show our team how to do it. And many of us are just not used to it. So we need to get a lot better in that. The third big mistake that we make when it comes to staff training within our stores is we have an inconsistent training schedule. So I know we're running our businesses and we know we need to do training, but many of us never get around to actually planning a schedule. And as all my clients know that work with me, planning is so important because once you create a plan, then all you need to do is stick to it. And then hopefully less excuses from you on deviating from the plan. So when you have a consistent training schedule, it's ongoing, it's mapped out, and then hopefully you've planned it properly and you're attacking the whole training situation within your store from all angles. So that means you've scheduled in training for customer service training, product training, and so on and so forth. So that's a really big mistake that we make. The final mistake, which as we're approaching 3 minutes now, is we neglect product training and we neglect customer service training. So we just assume that the people that work in our store know how to talk to customers, know how to sell, and that's a really, really bad assumption. Many of us don't have any sort of training program within our stores to help our team members achieve the best results for us and for your customers. Excuse me. And the other thing is we've got no product training. Many of us rely perhaps on the odd moment when the reps come into our stores and train our team, and that's not enough. We need to make sure that we actually do more for our team members when it comes to product training. So there you go. So when it comes to retail staff training, those are like 3 or 4 the biggest mistakes that you need to avoid in your store. But I'd love to know in the comment section below, what are the tips and strategies that you have when it comes to retail staff training within your stores. Until next time, ciao.